Hey, I'm here with Larry Bellew, coach of the Comets. So we missed him at the media day at LMP, but we're going to get him on the Zoom here. How you doing, Coach?
I'm doing great, and glad the season has started. Actually, looking forward to try to get through this week with all the meet the team nights and pictures and last scrimmages, and try to get into a routine of where it's practice, games, getting ready, get your training in. It's all the extra stuff this time of year that you know the moldy seventh grade uniforms I wasn't expecting the other day. So became a laundry professional for a little bit. So
All right.
get rid of get through all that stuff and really focus on our guys now is hopefully the key.
It's good. It's always good to start playing. So tell
Yeah.
us a little bit, since it's a preseason. You and I have talked multiple times, but since it's a little preseason thing, talk to us about some of your key players, what you got coming back, and what you're looking forward to.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we start at the top. We obviously bring Ethan back for his senior season, and seems like he's been here forever. And for the Comets, that's a good thing. Um, section's leading scorer last year. The beauty about him being the leader of your program is not only is he one of your elite players in the league, he's one of your elite leaders. He's no different person today than he was 4 years ago as a freshman in the gym, trying to find his way. Work habits are still excellent. His acceptance of his teammates is still excellent. And that trickles down to, through our seniors and then down to our, into our lower classes right now that, they got a year to really learn from him. So it's a good place to start. Obviously, we have Demir still in the post. He's got one more run at hoops here before football becomes a full time focus for the next number of years for him. For a kid that's as big and strong as he is, the feet and the hands are still a thing of beauty. I mean, catches balls you don't think he'd catch. I mean, a couple yesterday in the scrimmage where you're like, oh, that's nope, he got it. Um, but he has the same demeanor as Ethan. Again, we brought him up as a freshman 3 4 years ago, and he's no different a person. He's a little more laid back, doesn't say as much, but again, as somebody in your program you're looking to build around, kids look up to him and see there's no ego, just goes out and works, just goes out and plays. And we have three more seniors: Devin Figueroa, Asher, and Peters, and Jason. And Devin's really improved over the last couple of years. I think he's gonna have a nice senior season. And Asher and Jason last year, as juniors, didn't play much, didn't have much of a role, but have worked and have continued to be great leaders and have maybe potentially given themselves a chance to get in our rotation. Beyond that, we have a big group of juniors. Our JV team last year, I think, finished 16-4, 17-4. Odd they lost twice to Dowstown and twice to Township. Everybody else they could get, but they couldn't get those two guys. But you look at them from outside looking in. Nobody's terribly physically imposing. Nobody's the world's greatest athlete, but they bring a lot of IQ. They know how to play. They know how to compete. They'll do whatever it takes to win. And added to that group, we had Michael Lauer, who again you talked about, coached his father years ago at Penn Manor, has entered that class, and he's another guy that knows how to play and can score the ball. So he's been a more than a welcome addition to our program. But Andrew Gallion, Julian Severino, we got Nate Ruiz, Parker Seipel. I'm trying to think of a couple other, Braden Souter, Jordan Martinez. I think that's all of them. But it's a lot of bodies. It's 13 guys total. So playing time is going to be divvied out, rationed out carefully. So we got a lot of competition at practice, which is never a problem.
It sounds to me, from watching the comments here the last couple of years, that you're going to have a deeper team than you've had for a while. Would that be an honest assessment?
Very much so. I was talking to somebody the other day about years when we struggled. You'd have 5 or 6 good players in the program, and everybody else was a role player, struggled. And if you put your 5 best together in practice, you just absolutely dominated and got nothing out of it. And if you went 3-3 or 2-4, both teams struggled because you had guys out there that really were never going to help you in a game. And the result of that is it was really hard to manage a practice. Where now, we're mixing and matching all different kinds of lineups, and because maybe that was certain rosters can't score, certain teams can't score when we go through this, but they can compete and make it a challenge on the other team. So yeah, the competition at practice has really been improved, which obviously helps you going forward.
Let's talk about your schedule a little bit. What are some of the kind of what you see as tougher games? I know each game's in itself tough, but what do you see
Yeah.
non-league as some highlight games that maybe LO Hoops should be following?
Ooh. So I think non-league. Obviously, we're playing a Warwick's Christmas tournament. We'll play Dallastown, and we'll play. Uh, hopefully things work out that we have the opportunity to play Warwick in that tournament. We play Cedar Crest the week before that. Who, if you're asking me honestly, sitting here in my basement a week before the season, I think those two teams would be the teams that probably would be the most decorated going into this year. Bring the most back, had the most success last year. I think we're, in a rung right below them with an opportunity to prove that we deserve to be with them, but we got a lot to prove of ourselves before we do that. So that's kind of where I would start my non-league stuff. We play Ephrata in a couple weeks into the season, and last year when we felt like we got off to a good start, we were playing pretty well. They came to our place and handed it to us pretty good. So I think to me, I'm looking at early season games like we got to really, we got to get over that step, that hump, from last year.
Well, speed of the hump, it was about that close last year. So
Yeah.
sure that you and your team and everybody else is expecting a little bit more, if not a lot more this year. So hey, good luck to the season. Thanks for talking
Thank
to
you.
us. We got a couple live stream games scheduled, and
Yeah.
we'll see. We got the LL finals too, so maybe you'll be
Yeah.
there. All right,
That would be incredible, man.
all right.
What a
Thank you,
dream,
thank you, buddy.
So,
Appreciate it.
thanks though. Thank you.